Hello and welcome to the Pilot Review Show. This is Scott. And joining me today, we got Timberwolf as part of our crew here. Go ahead and say hi.
Before I faint, hi, how's it going, everybody?
Joining us as well, we got some other people here. We got Teacher Kirby here that's in this room that's part of our new panel.
Hello.
We got some other people here, including Alan, Astro Zombie, Olden Knight's probably MIA right now. We got
He is.
we got Neela, we got Zerg. In the stream here, we also got Zeronius Rex. That's part of the our special that we're doing with Timberwolf right now, who is streaming for donations for multiple sclerosis. And I'm guessing the reason you're about to faint is probably because something happened while I was playing the intro.
Because while we were doing the intro, I was thanking people for their donations and, anonymous person that did the donations. And Zeronius said that, assuming I'm doing this tomorrow too, which I am, this goes all night. So I'm gonna be up all night long doing this. I'm gonna be up until 9 p.m. Sunday evening Eastern Standard Time. So that is 6 p.m. in the Pacific Coast. She's saying since we'll do this tomorrow, she can probably throw Lobby ship in for a prize as well to someone that donates in a future STO segment. So,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Wow.
she is willing to donate a prize to someone that donates to this charity, and that's what brought a tear to my eye. Is that people are donating? They're willing to give to people that give. It's an amazing thing. So
Yep,
I'm just
there's
trying to
there's so
take
many
a
different
moment and
things, you
soak
know.
it in.
He's getting emotional on us. Oh dear.
Well,
Oh.
it's one of those things I will
Yeah.
say, and I don't mean to interrupt the review show, but it's one of those things. 4 or 5 months ago when I started this, I had the hankering. I wanted to do a charity event. I wanted to do something good for the community that did nothing more than good for the community. It did nothing for me. It was just a good deed that I could do in my life. And that a few months from that point, I'm actually doing it, and it's succeeding. There are feels involved right now. Um, so yeah, let's get the show on the road before I rant too much.
He's getting all emotional on us. That's
He's
awesome.
getting
That's awesome,
emotional.
guys. There's a lot going on. For those who are not
That's all.
aware, if you come to Timberwolf's Twitch, that's where I'm hosting everything right now, and that's actually how we're coming to you right now, which is twitch.tv/twolf1701. Log in there right now at this point in time, and until he takes it down, there is a big button there that says donate to the MS Society, and below that is a picture of the MS Society, which is the National Multiple Sclerosis Society. You click on that link there, it'll take you to a donate page that's through him. The funds, even though his name is all over it, the funds go straight to the MS Society. It does not go to him. That's why there's like
No,
this. That's why there's just a card
I do
option.
not. I don't touch anything in this. What the charity technically is called, raising money for it. It's called the Wolves Against MS, and the way it's set up is any money that you donate, it goes straight to them. I don't touch it. I don't even get to sniff it. It goes straight to them. So you can be rest assured, any money you send to them goes directly to them. It's going directly to a good cause. It's a cause that I've been trying to represent and raise money for with my family for 19 years now.
Yeah, and then I'll give you
So
a quick
it's
little
one that
look
I
at
find
this
hard to
here,
believe.
guys. So here it is up on my thing. I'm going to do a quick little refresh. So here's a welcome to the Wolves Against MS, why he participates, um, move forward and such. And then so far, right now, as it stands, we're at about 25% of the goal that he has, which he set a modest goal of $1,000. Which if you get a bunch of people to donate $20 here, $30 here, that while it's done taken care of. Um, I told Timber that before this actually came closer and began, I was planning to donate, and I was just going to donate 50. And I looked at it and it says, I could do a little more than that. So there's $100 that just dropped in before everything began to get him off on the right foot with 10% of it done. Um, Neela also donated some stuff. The honor roll is not scrolling through stuff for whatever reason, but at least for me. Um,
Uh,
Anyways, so
We'll
that's
work on that.
that. Yeah, we'll work on that. I'm not too worried about it. So that is that. The pilot review show, though, here to give you guys an idea who are not aware, who've not been a part of this series. Our goal here is to help you guys become a different pilot, so you can accomplish those things that you have been struggling to hit your goals within the game, whether it be doing a certain amount of DPS numbers, whether it's doing um, um, a certain mission that you can't get because you got those darn Romulans that's got those tractor um, beams that is sending out, and it's getting you caught and getting you killed every single time. We'll help you out with all that stuff to learn how to do that. That's our focus, is to help you, the players, become better. One of the things that we decided to do here, me and Timber talked about this, and he says, let's do something different. And it says, you know what? I got something different. Let's do a free build that can do about 30k DPS. And so we sat down and we looked at it and says, okay, this is what it has to have. This is what it has to do. Our first builds do not have any things that's very expensive on it. We have like here you'll see me with Mark 10 science consoles from the Science Embassy from the fleet. Those are very cheap. We've both agreed that that's something easy enough that someone can get. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to get a hold of. The rest of these things that I have here are drops. Everything that you see in my list is a drop. The temporal negotiator is not a necessity. It is something that you can do. Um, so everything else on the ship though is very basic. I'll show you a video here a little later on here. Um, we're in a complete pug run. Me and Timber took it out, and it was doing 27k in that pug run. We'll go through that video later on. Timber's got a build that he's done as well. Are you in that build right now? Or are you in your?
No, I'm in my Odyssey right now, but I have built a budget build off of a free sovereign.
Okay.
Um, what we're talking about as far as our builds, we've basically made 3 tiers when it comes to budget builds and free builds.
Yes.
Tier 1 includes any drop you may get and mission rewards. It's a really great way to show off the initial work that a lot of the cryptic designers have done, because you're using the gear that simply they're giving to you
Yeah, I mean, there's some
when you're
great gear. I mean,
running the mission.
everything that you see on me is Mark 12 stuff or Mark 11 in one
Yeah.
case, and it's all stuff that comes from a mission. So it's not like you
Yeah.
got to go and spend Zen to get a hold of this stuff. Yes, ignore the ship. The ship is very expensive to get a hold of. I understand. I
The
see
whole
that.
point is people are going to spend money on whatever ship they want, but a lot of times they run
Yep.
out of money the moment they get the ship. So we wanted to give them options of having good damage output, good survivability, good healing ability off of what they can get for free. So tier 1 is just, pretty
What
much the
you can
stuff you
get,
can
what
get
you
in
can
there.
pick up, basically. What you can pick
Tier
up.
2 Tier
Yeah.
two is tier two is basically reputation gear and craftables. So you're doing your reputation tiers, and you're not upgrading. In nowhere in our budget builds do you upgrade gear. You get it as is. So your tier 2 includes craftables and reputation. Tier 3 includes fleet gear. Get fleet gear. That's the highest ranking of our budget builds
Yep.
because
It takes the
fleet
most
credits
to
are
get.
technically the longest to collect. But you'll be surprised at what you do with these budget builds that Cryptic gives you. They're handing it to you in the reputation trees or the mission rewards. You'd be surprised what you can do.
Yep.
Hell, the recent set they did, the Soul Defense set, our buddy Tankia uses the Soul Defense set as a healer in this game. And currently, as far as I know, he is the best healer in the game at 11.3k heals per second. So that goes to show you he's using a free set as part of one of his builds. So it is quite amazing what you can piece together with what you're given. You're just throwing it at you, and you're going, here, have this. They do put some thought into what they're giving you. It's just not. It might not be damage dealing, but then again, sometimes you don't need damage dealing. Sometimes you need survivability. Sometimes you need extra piloting skill with the abilities. So it's something that we've been exploring quite a bit.
Yes, and all these builds that we're going to be doing, they're going to be getting dropped into a Stowe Academy account. So you go to one account to find all these builds. We're not stopping with these builds until we have made one for every single ship, and not just made one, but actually taking them out for a test ride to say this qualifies.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the qualifications that we're doing, and
Mm-hmm.
Teacher's done this. Teacher went through one
Yes.
of the headaches that we call on the game. I'm sorry, Zeronius. It's called Boldly They Rode, and it's
Oh
mainly
my
because
gosh.
Curlin here. Curlin here.
Curling hair.
Curling here.
But she went through and
Curling
got
here. I did that mission
did
eight
it 8 times
times.
for
Yep.
Dominion
Eight
Polarons. She
times.
did 8 Dominion Polarons
Yes.
unupgraded on a Nandy. In a organized
Yep.
run with our free and budget build tier requirements, did 22k in an organized run. She went into a pug run, which is no organization whatsoever, and she did 14k DPS and she survived. And that's kind of our qualifications
Yes.
is you have to do an organized run and show off what it is. You also have to do a pug run and show off that it's effective too. It can't be, oh, well, in an organized run you do 30k and then you do a pug run and it's 2k. It's got to be fairly consistent where it's going to work. So those are our qualifications for it. We're going to do science builds, engineering, tactical, and pretty much any ship that we can get a hold of, we're going to show off. Because some people might go out and buy a Cheshire and use every last bit they've got and then have nothing to throw on that shit. Shit.
And Zeronis
When I get emotional.
and Zeronis Rex it says that she's not a huge fan of that mission either.
Well,
Oh.
there's only two reasons why. I
Okay.
do like the content of it, but for its replayability, the length, as far as what you have to do for it, and Curland here.
Curling here. This is curling.
Guys, the thing for me on the curling here is not voice. It's the fact that you get that pop-up window right in the middle of your screen. That's all you can see, and it right as you're trying to click on something is when it pops up every single time.
Yeah, and I
Drives me
agree with you. It's, you like the mission, but it's not one that you'd replay a lot for funsies. I completely agree.
Right.
Oh heck yeah.
I only replay it
You
when
do it. You do it only because you need something from it. That's the only reason to do that mission.
Yeah.
Like some of the other missions, I will say some of the missions I despise. Step Between Stars is one of the missions I really, really despise. I'm sorry to say, it is a well done mission, but I hate doing it.
Well, Boldly They Rode is one of the missions that it needs a minor overhaul. It doesn't need a whole lot changed.
No, no, it really doesn't. It just needs a few things done with it,
No,
and then
it's a good mission. Hell, I like the final battle in Boldly They Rode. That does feel like an epic battle, and I felt that was needed, and it's well played out. It's to me, it's just the length. And I say the length because they added in the cooldown timers for the missions. So you're playing it for 20, 30 minutes, and then you wait for 30 minutes for it to cool down to play again. For me, that's basically an hour per
yeah,
mission.
especially if you need this like 2 items from it, or if you're looking at the entire
that's
set
the
of
only
the item.
reason. Now, if I'm going for what our buddy Alan goes for, immersion, yeah, I dig that episode. When it comes to just trying to grind gear, it gets to you just slightly.
Yep. So
But yeah,
yeah, so here we are. This is our. We got a couple people doing 30 builds. We got our free build. That's me and Teacher here. Teacher's this one right here. Let's see if I can get in on that. Running the Nandy.
Yes, I'm running the Nandy.
All right, so this is our group
So
here.
we're going right to left, left to right.
We're doing right to left.
Right to left, okay.
All right. Who hasn't claimed TFIF?
I'm doing engineering fleet on the right side.
Cool. Blaze has got TF at start. Got a TFIF left. I will do TFIF right. So I'll do the second cast. And don't you dare start, Neela, with that Curland here in chat.
Curling here.
Curland here.
All right, here we go.
Go in 3, guys.
Because some of them are not in TeamSpeak with us.
Oh, well, oops. It's happening. Things happen. Mistakes were made. We're good. Ooh.
I got a little bit of lag here.
A little bit. Nothing severe. Activating kinetics. Ooh. That hurt. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a gravity well. Oh, there's a gravity well.
Yes, I have gravity well.
We shall receive.
I have gravity well, by the way, so...
Amazing.
I'm about to die! And I'm on the other side.
Oh, well, give me a second.
Oh, dang it, I died.
Oh, it's fine. Let me just kill a few things. And biomolecular shield up.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Running in, running in. Come on.
Oh. Come on, give me that hull heal. And focusing on the cube.
Unleashing hell.
And everything has died. We have nuked it.
New record for this boat, 24.8K.
Nicely
And
done.
see, that's not bad for an organized run with a budget build.
That's
Not
not
bad
bad at all. And I on the regular Polaron TAC consoles instead of the fleet ones.
Oh, nice.
And
So what did I do on that one, by the way?
Yeah,
I-
I have a feeling,
did,
Zeronius,
let me
that
post
the
it in.
new
I'll post it in chat.
97 is not bad for my boat. Weren't exactly trying, and that was decent. So 97.5.
Yeah, 22K.
Awesome.
That was kind of bad. I kind of lagged out a little bit there.
Yeah, you did
Well,
22.
still, you've got an average of over 20, which is not bad.
No, it's not
for
bad at
something
all.
that's
I
free.
can't complain about that.
Yeah.
I
No,
blame
I
Timber
like
for
that
stealing
as
my
much as I can.
DPS.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zeronius, I can't wait to see the new Fed that's coming out. I think all of us will be voting on that the moment the final battle between Alpha and Omega happens. So I'll be looking forward to seeing the stats and everything on that when it comes out.
I thought it already said that Omega already won.
I don't know. You might be doing some shots fired there.
I thought I saw something the other day that said Omega won. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, for those who are curious of how much that was done, that was a 22K run by me. So it's less than my pug run, which kind of makes sense. We had a couple heavy hitters here, 92, 94, and a 76K boat here that was in this run.
Yeah.
So. For those who are not aware, DPS, you don't want a bunch of heavy hitters because then that can take away from everyone else that's doing it.
Yep.
So that's one of those things that just is a thought here. Durkee, you got something going on with your mic there. I'm going to mute you locally. So that's some of the things.
We'll see you later, Primer. Thank
that's
you for coming in.
yeah. Thank you,
See you
thank you for
later.
coming, Primer. We definitely appreciate it. Go have fun watching the football game. Um, let's see. Yeah, staple and leveling new tunes. Wouldn't have beloved you, but it's such a versatile ship. Yes. Um, so I mean, overall, I mean that was about how the other run went. Only the other ISA run that we did was a left to right because it was a pug run. That's what people know and do. Um,
Yeah.
so that's one of those things that just as a thought here. And I know exactly what I could have done. I could probably use my Cascade Resonance um, at a different spot than where I used it at. That's probably my fault. Because the best thing to use that skill is right when you got a bunch of things right around you, so that it goes off and off and off. So, but that's one of those things to be aware of. That's how some of these runs go. You sometimes don't get the best run that you need to get and have to go on with that. But everything that I use, I mean, here I'll show you here. Even the duty officers that I have, all the duty officers that I have are all free. They were not my best of the best. They're officers that I have picked up from either doing the duty officer chains or um, things that I gained when I leveled up, basically. I kept some of them around and whatnot. So that's some of the things there. So I'm not using the best. I didn't have like the 10% diarrhea that gives me bonus against the Borg. I didn't have
Hmm.
you don't have those other things. I mean, the same ship and beefed up build probably could have had a lot more, a lot better setup and whatnot going on, but it didn't. It doesn't. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, hell, the other important thing about this is not just the damage output, but with these budget builds, you're also getting a lot of survivability. You're getting a lot of a more varied spec when it comes to your ship. So you can have decent damage output when it comes to advanced content, which is needed, but at the same time, you're probably going to have a lot of hull heals because of what's available, so you'll be able to stay alive longer.
Yep.
You'll be able to help other teammates out, your buffs or debuffs. So it's a nice, with these budget builds, the big thing that's very nice about them is it's a median ground when it comes to figuring out what you want to do in the end. So you get all this stuff and you can do decent damage, decent healing, decent survivability, and then from there you can choose where you want to go as far as going towards one aspect or trying to specialize in two, that kind of thing. But
Yep.
it's a nice meeting ground for all the various styles.
Yep. And one of the things here, I mean, I haven't used the Nicene Dreadnought in a while. I mean, it's one of those that I don't use all the time. Um, and so I'm still getting used to them because most of the time when you see me, I'm on like the Krenim warship or I'm on the Scimitar, um, stuff like that. So I'm used to those ships and how they fly. The Nicene is a little bit different, especially in this ship. It's more like it becomes more like the Krenim Dreadnought here, or the Krenim Imperial warship. So with this turn rate, because I can almost turn this thing on a dime because of this. But so that's one of the things. That's one of the advantages that comes in is you get to know your ship a little bit more. You're starting to figure out what can make it fly, and you might say, well, maybe I should do some other things. Like I probably end up going and playing a new link 5 more times so I can get those Tetrion beams because that one Tetrion beam I think is doing a little bit more effect and benefiting the team on damage because it's dropping the
Right.
shields down twice as much. So so that's some of the things you got to be thinking about these and these free builds. You got to think outside the box. I mean, I chose Tetrion because of one reason. I could get a hold of Mark 12 very rares for the consoles, and it was very easy to get a hold of these. I mean, I talked to 4 people or 3 people into doing things, and I had someone sent me in 2 of them. So I actually have a spare one. So when I do my scimitar, right there it is, my spare one. Um, I have it ready for a 5 console layout to do with Tetrion weapons. I just have to go get a bunch of dual beam banks if I want to do that. So you have to be thinking outside the box on some of these things. You'll be looking at it, and you can all that it really took was a little bit of time talking to a few people and getting a few people that joined up to help do some runs. In between 4 of us, we knocked out the rest of this build in a couple hours. I mean, I didn't have all these weapons when I started last night. I didn't have all these tac consoles. I shoot this engineering console that is a cheap crafted one that costs like 20,000 on the EC right now, on the exchange right now. This was given to me by someone, so it's one of those things. You're going to find ways to get these gear for cheap. If you don't know how to get them, if you got to buy something that's cheap on the exchange, I tell you right now, I can give you a few things you can do. You can go through some of these missions, find the stuff, sell the stuff, and then there you got your EC to buy that one item that you needed. You can even hit up Karat and farm Karat for gear to get a couple hundred thousand EC to be able to use to buy some stuff that you need. So that's some of the things to remember. You can get everything that you need for very quick and easy. The ship you're going to spend on because you like the ship so much. Um, you, you're going to say, well, that ship is super, super awesome. I wanted this ship. So you're going to spend whatever it takes to get a hold of it. Um, you may not get lucky and get this ship within a couple of lockbox open up, or get four or three of them within 40. So it's going to be a matter of what you are preferencing. But between Timber, myself, Teacher, we've got a few others that's looking to do the free builds with us as well. We're going to have every single free build videoed for you guys with a build out there that you can use, and links to go ahead and get to every single one of them that's out there. So
Yeah, I mean, currently there are 5 free shield deflector and impulse engine sets they are giving away in the missions between the Breen, the Jimidar, the Kabali, the Soul Defense, and the Solanae. And those 5 sets, either using them as full sets or piecing them together, are great additions to build that's saving you time and money. They're just being given away, but you'd be surprised, even though they're not as good as in game on a budget, they're amazing.
yep.
They're absolutely amazing.
Now I know it is being made here about
They are.
some cheap budget builds from the Mirror Universe or the other rewards ships from the lock prices. That's not necessarily true anymore. Some of the Mirror ships now are up to 6 million on the EC. So that's not exactly feasible for a lot of people anymore. They've
Yeah.
gone
And
up.
I do believe that the prices for the ships on the exchange right now are solely based on the Admiralty system coming out with Season 11. And my theory is that shortly after Season 11, those prices will drop back to where they were beforehand. It's simply they have become a commodity that everyone wants because everybody wants the most
Everyone's
amount
getting
of
ready
ships.
for that
Yeah,
the
so
Mirror
everybody
Universe.
wants that for those cards, and because of that, things like the Hydran have jumped up. I've seen it spike up to 10 million. I've seen Kazon Raiders be 6 million on the exchange. Those will go down. We'll be monitoring those for the budget builds because we want to make for sure that if we're using a ship, we try to keep the ship price in mind as well. We know that some people will try to buy
Right.
whatever they want, and so we're using ships that are given to you or cheap ships that you might be able to get. But there are options where people are going to spend whatever. That's why we're doing all the ships. But we are going to monitor to see if we can do budget builds with budget ships from the exchange as well.
Yep. And I want to point this out that if you happen to be using one of these builds that we're coming out with and showing you, and you're like, well, I can't get the same type of numbers that you guys are saying that you got on this. We, our point isn't, well, it's too bad, you're out of luck. Our point is, okay, well, let's sit down with you. Let's figure out why you're not getting the same numbers. What are you doing differently that I'm not doing?
Yeah, because there is a difference, and it's something that we've explored, all
Right.
of us here. It could be the difference of activating abilities at a slightly different time. It could be your piloting. It could be a simple change of one rarity upgrade on an ability. It could be simply timing, being at the right spot, but at slightly the wrong time. That can affect your damage output, that can affect your tanking, that can affect healing another player tremendously, just on those points. And
Yep.
we are more than willing, and all
Right.
you have to do is ask we are willing to jump in and help you. It doesn't matter what your build is. It's the first thing that we ask you if you want help. What do you want to do with the The moment you tell us that, go from there. We could care less what you want to do with it, but we're going to help make for sure that whatever you do want to do with it is going to be the most effective that we can help you make it. So don't be discouraged. We're not, if we're giving you ideas, because we're going to give you ideas that are built around what you want. We're not just going to throw a cookie cutter build at you and say, hey, this works. We'll give you the option of what we think will work best. If you want to change it, fantastic. And if you need help changing it to maximize it, we will be there right with you to help you out.
Yeah, for example, if you come in and say, hey, I want to make a ship that's going to do grab falls like mad, we're not going to sit here and say, well, here's a beam build for you. We're going to give you the gravel build that we're finding the most pull from the gravel wells that we can get out of the system. And so that's what
we'll give you a grab well that can pull things in from Neverwinter.
This has been confirmed.
Yes, this has been confirmed. We've done Starbase 24, and with 5 people, and we've watched the entire thing to slow down to a halt. And
which I'm sorry, Zeronius. Yes, we have done this. We can go into a Starbase 24 or anything like that, and we can suck in every enemy in the game in that map to a singular point. And yet, probably does cause a lot of lag with all the war explosions, but it's funny as all get out to see just everything suck into a singular point. It's amazing.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
It's so much fun.
If gravity wells could actually crit.
Oh, I know.
Oh, Lord.
I mean,
well, they crit,
they
but they get no severity.
Yeah, they can technically crit with things like particle manipulator.
But there's no damage increase from it.
Yeah.
They just crit for the sake of critting.
Yep, this is true.
I don't want to think about a gravity well if they can actually have a crit severity rating to it, because some of the builds that we have that are high-end grav well builds would be nasty.
Yep.
It would go a long way towards closing the gap between Psi and Tac.
Well, I think at the same time it could push Tax into a little further. I mean, let me show you real quick what I got here for my skills.
Sure, well, yeah.
Okay. My skills right now is set up specifically with grav gens and part gens so that I can push those to the max. So that could also push a tactical officer with grav files a little further away because of that point. And so it's one of those metrics that you would have to make it unique to like a science captain.
Oh, and Covert Tiger, you think that what we're talking about is scary? You have a shield pin. Here, I'll give you something to theorize, to think about. Our buddy Fane is part of the Agronauts. He is one of the best tankers in the game when it comes to tanking, hive space elite, anything else. Okay, so and he's one of the guys that I'm training under to be a tank in this game. During hive space elite,
don't
during
bring it up, please. It hurts me still.
I'm gonna have to. He was able to do a feedback pulse on one of the lances. Now the lance crit when it hit him, but with feedback pulse it crit back with all of the stuff that he had in it. So his critical hit against the Unimatrix vessel was 14 million damage. It was a 14 million hit. I believe it probably one-shot nuked that target.
Easily.
So it was scary how much damage he did. It was also scary that he screamed like a little girl in excitement. But at that point, it was that feedback pulse did so much damage. So in the right hands, science can be amazingly deadly in this game.
It is massive.
And he did scream like a little girl. It was amazing.
I've gotten multiple feedback pulses that score over 4 million. So, which is what you can get when it doesn't crit.
So, that's one of the things to take into mind.
That was funny.
So that's one of those things that's around there. So you'll be able to get your gear set up and doing what you want it to do. We got. Let me slow down here real quick. Have you uploaded your build into that link that into that info for Soul Academy yet, Timber?
No, I'm gonna need the link again.
Okay, I'll
I
get you.
And I haven't. I never got the link from you, but I do have the Academy build. I have Sovereign build, and I have a transphasic budget build I'm
Okay.
working on.
We'll get those into this, and we'll make this public for the setup. I mean, most of these builds will be able to do 30k. I mean, if this build was had a little bit better optimal teaming, it probably would have done a little bit better on the DPS wise in this last run that we just did. And you got to see the run, the last run. You get to see pure unedited. Most of the time, when we do our runs that we want to record for these specialized things, we do as much as we can to make it our best effort step forth. Um,
Yeah.
so that's some of the things.
Now there's gonna be limitations. Don't get me wrong. There are gonna be limitations. The best way that I'm thinking of at our maximum budget builds, those are gonna be the ones that can easily have 30k. Yes, but their survivability is also going to be the absolute best when it comes to budget builds.
Yep.
Your tier 2, a little bit less on both ends. Tier 1, it's, you're going to have decent on both ends. It's going to be a beginner, but it's also like throwing rocks at a board cube. So, there's going to be level progression on what phase you're on, but the fantastic thing about it is budget. The builds that you see us run, like I'm running, that took a year total. Refine, build, upgrade, learn. I mean, I learned from Jonathan Holmes on the Facebook group. I learned from Valican and his stream. I learned from Tanky. I learned from Teacher, Scott, Odin, Spencer, Sarcasm. All that knowledge and a year's worth of time went into just my Odyssey build to get it to where it is now. So, with these budget builds, these are builds that can be done in a month or less.
Never
And they're
done.
going to give you a decent roll. They're going to give you a fairly decent, wait a minute, output. Never done.
Long enough, they just screamed it in our ears like 3 times.
Sorry. Well, I didn't know. It didn't click. I was in the middle of saying something. I was like, wait a minute. They're saying never done. Why?
Because he just
Welcome
joined.
to the, welcome to the
that's
stream,
funny.
Never Done. Glad to have you here.
Welcome to the fun.
And yes, Psy Adi Tank is next for me, H2O. That is the next build that I'm doing.
So yeah, so that's one of the things to be looking at. We got more builds that's going on here. We got some things that we're going to be doing, some fun that we're going to have here. We're going to show you all sorts of different fun with these ships that you can do, so you can end up doing things that is going to be unique and different. That was just is sample one. I mean, we're just getting going. I mean, the first and hardest step was obviously this is not the ship. The first and hardest step is just getting the initial gear that's necessary to get us started on this platform. Once we got the initial gear that we want to use, it's just a matter of changing ships out, adjusting the bridge officer abilities, and then all of a sudden we're expanding out and we're going to be able to hit every ship that we want to hit in whatever manner that we want to hit it at. So it's one of those things that we'll be able to hit. I mean, you'll probably see us. My next thing I'll probably do is probably going to be a to B scimitar free build that is going to have 2 oxabatic ones. So that's some of the options that we're going to have there. I'm going to show you all sorts of different fun shenanigans you can do with these ships, even as a free build, to enjoy the game in a different manner. And the content in the ship that you saw earlier, in my Narcine, that ship is capable of doing all the mission stuff as it is. I did a mission run after we got the gear for this ship, and I was still able to keep up and do things on advanced difficulty in this ship very, very easily. I had no issues keeping up and killing things with that as it is. So that's some of the things you can be aware of. You can take this stuff and you can use it knowing you are ready to do things. So,
Eon, I think if we were to do something like that, it would break the game. I really do. Though it would be absolutely hilarious.
What?
The next build will be 5 shooting phasers from the windows and TR-116 rifles.
I would
Yeah.
love to do that. I would jettison
Can I
myself
get my
outside.
card in the press to fan dance on the hull?
Yes.
So that could be something, you know. Um, if we can do that, Navadan, make it happen. Okay, thanks. Um,
And Covert Tiger, they wouldn't be able to adapt to a rock because that would be considered physical damage with Shield Pin, and they cannot adapt to physical damage or kinetic damage in this game.
yes,
And I like that. So yes, rock are actually supported against the board.
and ramming speed does work. By the way, when you have nothing else to do, you can just use ramming speed. So
Ram board.
yes, and on the noising dreadnought, it just looks even cooler because it's like a sword or a dagger with the or a spear or something. You know, yeah, ramming speed with that is so much fun. I will put that out. Yeah. I mean, what better ship to run into something? Although it should be that it almost feels like it's going backwards when it flies. Honestly, but that's my thought. Anyways, that is the pilot review show. I'm going to actually cut it off here. This is some more things to look forward to. We're going to be doing some these things more and more often. We're going to get Teacher with a video of her build from her angle and perspective. We're going to get some more builds from Timber here, who has them already. We're going to get some videos from him. Um, I'm going to the next ship I'm going to pull out is going to be a Crinum warship. So we're going to have some fun with the Crinum warship on the free build. I will probably end up pulling out. After that, I'll probably use one of the new Tier 6 Dreadnoughts to have fun with that ship on a free build. So, our end goal ultimately is to keep you aware that any ship that you pick is capable of doing enough damage for the content. You don't necessarily have to do like us, doing 100k DPS plus. You don't have to do that. Not at all. I mean, you can be doing this on a free build and do all the content and have easy time doing that. So there's some of the things just to be aware of and alert of. So that's something that's going to be coming forth and taking forward. At this point here, I'm going to be ending the show here on YouTube. Thank you guys for coming in for the pilot review show. We're gonna have fun here. Timberwolf's going to carry this on after we get done here, so we're going to be switching off after we stop here and make sure that he's ready to take over. And I'm going to go have some fun eating with family and enjoying that time. So
Oh, yeah.
I will be stepping out for a while and coming on. Make sure you donate money to the cause here. I mean, this is definitely a good cause. We'll probably be slipping in some more games later on. I mean, we got Star Trek Online that we'll do a little bit more of. The pilot review show, we don't do a whole lot of gameplay, for instance, but Timberwolf is definitely going to be doing some streaming here, so you can get your fill of still that you want. Nevedon, you bring a Tuffy that has T6 abilities and it has a 3-3 or a 4-4 or 4-3. I will be happy. I will be ecstatic that you guys bring that in. We'll have some fun with that ship. Anyways, thank you for joining the pilot review show. Everyone here in the TeamSpeak, thank you. And thank you out there in Twitch and YouTube land. Appreciate it.
Yep. Also, Nevedon, forget the Tuffley. Give me a Tier 6 shuttle, and I'll be happy.
Have a nice night,
Tier
everyone.
6 shuttle. Because that would be nice.
Tier 6 shuttle.
Absolutely. Tier 6 shuttle, 3-3 setup, 3 of each console slot, and 2 shield generators slots. Absolutely.
And YouTube is done. Sorry, Dirk, I just didn't want to make sure that you're doing the same thing that was being done before. Those who are on Twitch, you're still seeing us going on here. You should be anyways.
It went offline for a second.
Did it? I don't know why. Did you take
Hey,
over?
if I mess